everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, then hi, my name is Lauren, and on my channel we mostly talk about anything luxury, but we also discuss lifestyle and beauty. So if you're interested in any of these topics, please consider subscribing to my channel, and we'll get started with the video. So in today's video, I'm going to be presenting you another episode of my Real versus Fake series, this time featuring the Hermès Avalon blanket. So if you're curious to learn how to spot the differences between real and fake, then please keep on watching. So as always, we'll start with the packaging, and before we get started, can you tell which one is the fake one and which one is the real one? So over here in this hand, we have the box for the real blanket. Over here in this other hand, we have the box for the fake one. Honestly, there are not a lot of similarities in terms of the packaging. For the boxes, they are very, very different. The shape is different, the size is different. The font of the Hermès Paris logo is very different. The color is different, the shade of orange is different, even the format of the box is different. This one, the fake one, comes with handles, whereas the real one obviously doesn't. So it is quite different. I don't find a whole lot of similarities in between these boxes. Alright, so now let's move on to the blankets themselves. Before we get started, can you tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake one? So over here in this hand, we have the real blanket, and over here in this other hand, we have the fake one. So the first thing really that we're going to take a look at is going to be the size of the blanket. As we always do, the size of the item is the first thing. So when I unfold them, and you'll see this a lot more closely on the close-ups, the size for the fake blanket, which is here, is a little bit smaller than the real blanket. Obviously, it's not something that shows when the blanket is folded, but if you completely unfold the blanket, then the real one is a little bit larger than the fake one. The next thing that we'll compare is going to be the materials of these blankets. So on the sticker, on the tag for the real one, it says a 90% merino wool, 10% cashmere. So it does say the same thing on the fake one's tag, but I don't feel like it's exactly the same material. The material seems like it's pretty high quality because it's warm, it's soft, but it's not as plush and luxurious as the real one. So the real one is much thicker and also much warmer and much softer than the fake one. The next thing, if we look at the pattern or the design of the blankets, they both feature the same exact pattern and design and the same H's. So both H's on the real one, which again is here, and on the fake one, which again is here, have exactly the same shape and size. So I don't see personally a single noticeable difference in between the two when it comes to pattern. So obviously black is black, so the black is the same for the fake one than it is for the real one. But what's interesting is there is a difference in the color écru. So the color écru on the fake one, which again is here, resembles a lot more charcoal gray or gray than for the real one, which is here. For the real one, it seems a lot more like beige. It's a lot lighter colored than for the fake one. The next thing that we're going to take a look at is something that's not going to be as visible on the close-ups as usual. And we're obviously going to talk about the weight of these items. So these blankets are both super heavy. I'm currently being given an arm workout. I've honestly lowered the AC in my house because I am dying. It is really heavy. But what's really interesting is the fake blanket, which again is here, is slightly heavier than the real blanket, which is here. However, we've already established that the real blanket is much softer and more plush and also thicker than the fake blanket. So this obviously stems from the fact that the fake blanket has a different type of material than the real one. But it's interesting because although the real one is thicker than the fake one is still heavier than the real one. The next thing that we're going to take a look at is going to be actually, for me, the major difference in between these two blankets. And that is what I think is, in English at least, the seams of the blanket. It's what's at the bottom, like right here. So by the way, do let me know in the comments down below if that's not the right word, because I would love to find out the right word. But anyway, we're talking about that. And so there is two noticeable differences in between the real blanket, again, which is here, and the fake one, which is here. So the seams are further apart on the fake one, which is here. So they're more spread apart. There's more space in between each seam. And they also come deeper within the blanket, if that makes sense. So they are larger, they cover more surface on the fake one than on the real one. This for me is pretty apparent. Even when it's folded, you can see it, and obviously when it's not folded, it's even more apparent. And lastly, the last thing that we're going to take a look at is going to be the tag. For both of these blankets is remarkably similar. So obviously at the back of the tag for both of these blankets, it tells you the composition, so the material that the blanket is made out of. We've already mentioned that, and that's exactly the same thing. At the front of the tag, we obviously have the logo that says Hermès Paris, and then it says made in Great Britain, which is the same for both blankets, and it gives you the washing, or rather non-washing instructions, because obviously you cannot wash these blankets. But yeah, so the tag is exactly the same. I cannot tell a single difference. So that's actually it for the differences. We're at the conclusion right now, and I have taken the liberty of putting both of these blankets down because my arms are dying. They are killing me. This was such a workout. I am sweating. Whew. So in conclusion, I would say that this blanket was actually of really high quality, which I wasn't expecting because it didn't start so well with the packaging. The packaging was about a 0 out of 10. This was really bad, which was surprising because I have received another item from this brand and from this fake factory, and the packaging there was perfect, like 100% spot on. But this is like 0 out of 10. However, the quality of the blanket really is there. Aside from the seams, which, as I mentioned, is pretty noticeable even when the blanket is folded, it would be pretty hard for me to tell whether an item is real or fake based on a couple of pictures online. This one was extremely similar to the real one. Even the feel of it was quite similar. So I would be very careful when purchasing online. But if you do not want to drop like a couple of thousands of dollars on a blanket, which I totally understand, then I would highly recommend the fake one. So if you are interested in getting that particular blanket or anything else from the fake factory, then I will go ahead and leave all of the relevant information in the description box of the video down below for you, along with the coupon code. They've been very friendly, very professional, and the quality of the blanket really is there. Frankly, to decorate a house, I don't really think that you need to spend $3,000 on a blanket. I obviously have, and this was like a tough pill to swallow, but I don't think that it's actually necessary. Or if you do want to try out whether or not this blanket works for you, but before purchasing the real one, this would be a great way to find out if you like the style. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was beneficial and informational for you in case you were looking at acquiring an Hermès blanket pre-owned online. Be very, very wary because the differences are very slight and there's very few of them, and it would be hard to tell, I would say, aside from the seams really, if you do not have the real one in front of you. So I hope that I was able to give you a couple of pointers about where to look for differences if you are looking at a couple of pictures of a potential new Hermès blanket for you. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.